Hello, everybody. It is August the 15th, 2022, and it's time for another episode of AMA Air. Coming up today, we're going to give you a quick recap on our excursion to EAA's AirVenture.
Yay. Jay Smith will also join us and talk about the September issue of Model Aviation.
And we've got our announcement for the August Club of the Month. All that and more coming up today on AMA Air. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of AMA Air. My name is Matt Ruddick.
My name is Lee Ray.
Lee, hello. Welcome back to the show. You're back from AirVenture. How are you feeling?
Oh, good. I feel
Have
good.
you recovered?
No. We still talk about it. In fact, there's something you and I talked about just last week, right? You have a podcast coming up.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. But I gotta say, it's nice having you back. It's nice having somebody here to talk to. We tried doing something where I talked to myself for a little bit, and I just missed having another face to look at on the other side of the screen.
Same here. I love bantering with you. Hey, but before we go, though, you know what day it is today? It's August 15th. Shout out to my mom. It's her birthday today, so happy birthday, Mom. She watches the show.
Happy birthday, Mama Ray.
Happy birthday, Mama Ray.
That's awesome. Well, very cool. Well, let's jump into the show. We don't want to keep Mama Ray waiting around while we sit here and banter a little bit. But let's jump into it. So EAA AirVenture just wrapped up about a week and a half ago, something along those lines, maybe 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yep.
You got to go. You and a whole cohort of folks from headquarters. Tell us a little bit about your adventures up in Oshkosh.
If you are an aviation lover like myself, like Matt, like almost every AMA member, you've got to put it on your bucket list to go attend an EAA AirVenture. You can't go for one day, Matt. You got to go for more than a day.
Now, to be fair. To be fair, it wasn't by choice. Circumstances dictated that the year that I did go, I could only go for one day. Look, it's not my fault. I would have much rather been there for more than one day. You have to be there for more than one day. This place is huge.
I'll put a plug in to make sure that you go longer because it is an experience. It's I hear other people going for a day, and when I went the first time in 2017, I'm so glad I stayed the week. I camped out there, and I can see why people stay out there. And it's like we talk about aviation, but it's not like it's just an air show. There are forums to go to. There are vendors, hundreds and hundreds of vendors, over 10,000 airplanes, home builds that are there. RVs are everywhere, by the way.
Yeah.
And of course, you had the AMA there. We had several booths or locations that we ran. And I think, of course, the favorite is the RC flying over at Pioneer Runway next to the museum. And, talk about what a blast. But I also want to lead into our next topic, which is UAS4STEM. It was really cool. I got to participate last year when they did it for the first time out at AirVenture, where we had schools competing in drone competitions. And it's not racing, mind you. These are really unique procedures that they have to go through. They have to go through a step to take off, find locations, land, do some autonomy, make it go back out. This year, they had them delivering water bottles to locations, and the mechanisms were out of this world, man. I mean, we could have an entire show on just like interviewing each team and having them describe their situations, and there's just so much more. I know Kyle would love to spend a moment talking about all the teams, but I think I'll just quickly touch on, first off, this picture right here that Dylan's got. I don't know if he's got some more to pop up there, but it is so cool that EAA allows us and all the parents and all the teams to go out on the runway, right there on the taxiway in front of what we call, Boeing Plaza, and to be with the kids and take these great photos. They really appreciate the hard work that these kids do. And anyway, thank you again, EAA, for letting us do that. I know everybody appreciated it. We had a blast. And so real quick, this was from a blog that we posted on modelaircraft.org. And these are the winning teams that we have. And Dylan, I don't know who you have first, but I'll start with first place. First place went to Team Macintosh Aeronautics of Peachtree City, Georgia. Second place finishers went to the Redstone Composite Squadron Civil Air Patrol in Huntsville, Alabama. And I love this team name. Some Assembly Required of Rockville, Maryland, rounded up in third place. And we also had a scholarship that was won by a girl named Tuesday Muse. She won the 2022 Dewey Obroberg Scholarship Award, and just a great time out there. And again, beautiful weather, great participation. I think everybody had a great time. So really like doing AirVenture. And again, put it on your bucket list if you haven't been.
Yeah, and UAS4STEM is such an incredible program. And like you said, there's all sorts of aspects to it where they've got to create these mechanisms, in this case carry water bottles to a destination. But the thing is like there's a whole process before this competition even starts where they go through a ground school. They have to build these drones themselves. These aren't things that you buy off a shelf. You get the parts and they put these together, and they again go through a ground school to learn how to fly them and fly them appropriately and all of those things. It's a whole process for these teams that they go through just to get to the point where they get to compete at AirVenture at this UAS4STEM finals. So just kudos to all these teams for putting in such amazingly hard work to get to that point, and congratulations to our winners. It's so cool.
Yeah, thanks for Skydio too for sponsoring UAS4STEM this year. They provided a lot of quadcopters, multi-rotors for us, and parts, by the way, and they were very helpful in having this run so smoothly.
Yeah, it's with sponsors like Skydio and so many others. Without them, these programs could not happen the way that they do. So well placed thank you out to those sponsors and those supporters for making that program what it is. Let's switch gears a little bit and talk about the next issue of Model Aviation magazine. The September issue comes out, well, let's see, let me check my invisible watch. The digital edition comes out today. The print issue will be hitting mailboxes in just about a week and a half to 2 weeks. So to help us talk about Model Aviation magazine, we're going to welcome the executive editor of Model Aviation, Mr. Jay Smith. Hello, Jay. Welcome to AMA Air.
Hello. I feel like I'm late to the party, but happy birthday to Mama Ray.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jay. Hey, shout out to my great mom. She let me stay in this hobby. She let my dad build planes in the living room on sawhorses. So she allowed me to keep this wonderful addiction. So yeah, thanks to mom. But I appreciate
Absolutely.
it, Jay.
Well, Jay, let's jump into it. The September issue of Model Aviation. I want to hear about this cover because I've heard there's a spectacular image on that cover, and I want to hear about it.
Yes, we have an amazing jet on the cover, flown by Peter Goldsmith at Top Gun. It's a BAE Hawk, and it won expert class, and he became Mr. Top Gun at Top Gun. And you can't tell by the photo, but that jet weighs 48.2 pounds.
Wow. Why do I have the hashtag because I was inverted on my mind? It's a perfect,
I mean, it's a different kind of jet, but I appreciate the reference. I really do. Wow, that's incredible. I mean, do we know the wingspan on that jet?
We do. The wingspan is 112.2 inches, and it's 145.67 inches long.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I would like to see that flying in person. I'm a little jealous. Well, that's an incredible shot, incredible jet, and I can't wait to read all about Top Gun in this month's issue of Model Aviation. What else? What other features are we expecting to see in this issue?
Well, we also have an article about Camp AMA, which obviously is a great event. Lee can attest to that. He helps out every year. So we're excited to share an article and story about that, which is written by Kyle Jarris, our education director. And obviously we have some reviews. I mean, I obviously don't want to give it all away. I want people to be excited to open up their digital edition today or in about 10 days when they get print in their mailbox. But obviously, since we have a Top Gun winning jet on the cover, you know that there's a a great Top Gun article in there, and David Hart does amazing photos for us. And so there's a lot of good stuff in that issue. Just waiting for you to take a look, either digitally or in print when it comes in the mailbox. That's one of our reviews. The video here is one of the reviews in the issue that was done by Greg Gimlick.
Oh, I love seeing Greg Gimlick reviewing stuff in the magazine. He does such a great job.
Absolutely. He's been doing it for longer than I've worked for AMA.
I approve that Cessna 150.
Yep, that's the awesome. Horizon Hobby Cessna.
Very cool. Well, that's great, Jay. So in addition to the September issue of Model Aviation, we also have Model Aviation Live with Jay Smith coming up this Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern over at modelaviation.com/live. What can you tell folks about what they can expect from this month's episode?
Well, I'm trying to get John Porter from Micro Aces over in the UK to be my guest. He makes amazing micro RC aircraft. Obviously, there's a big time difference, and it's, I think 7:30 to 9 at night his time. So I'm just trying to wait for him to finalize. But right now, I'm hoping to have him on the show. I've also got an interesting story to tell about a kind of an AMA artifact that I found on eBay. So I'm going to share the story about what that is. And it's an interesting. It's a book. I'll share that. It's a book, and it's very interesting who owned it and the autograph that's in it. So I'm excited to share that with everybody who's familiar with the early history of AMA, because it definitely speaks to our early history.
Jay gave me a little sneak peek of this the other day, and yeah, you guys are going to want to stick around and check out Friday's episode to learn more about this. It's super cool.
I like that, Jay. You should have a little lost artifact, segment to your show all the time, just to uncover as a mystery box, so to speak.
Yeah, that would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah. AMA eBay finds. I think we could do a show like that.
Well, Dave D wrote an article for Model Aviation several years ago, and he had a whole stack of kits and everything he bought. He's sitting at his computer, and it's just piled with stuff that he's bought off eBay. So I know that a lot of people do that, whether it's antique engines or, I was using it to find an old Cox PT-19 that I learned to fly control line on. So it's, it can be a great resource if you're looking for something like that.
Well, you probably can't see it, Jay, but I did an unboxing with my buddies. And back here is a YS FS120, a glow engine that I got in like a mystery box. So there are really cool finds out there. I mean, maybe that's the thing, is like you have to pull up a part from the 70s or something and say, what do you think this did? Just have your viewers guess.
There you go.
Hilarity ensues.
There's also, and not to completely derail this whole conversation, but Jay told me about another piece that he had found. It was the original manual from, was it a Skyraider?
Helldiver.
Sorry. That's a story that I think you need to tell folks. Maybe not on today's AMA Air episode, but maybe that's a good story to have on Model Aviation Live, and try to tease folks to come check that out this Friday.
Yes, watch Model Aviation Live Friday, and I will share the story about my original SB2C Helldiver manual that my aunt wrote addendums to in Columbus, Ohio. So tune in Friday and learn more.
Wow.
There you go. Again, that's this Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern at modelaviation.com/live. Or here on YouTube and Facebook as well. You can find them in either one of those places. Whatever fits your fancy, you can check it out. Jay, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Again, Model Aviation, the September issue will be coming out on digital today, modelaviation.com/digital. If you're a digital subscriber, you should have already or will soon be getting a notification saying that that's live. And then, of course, if you're a print subscriber, that'll be hitting your mailboxes in the next couple of weeks. Jay, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you both.
All right. So something else we wanted to let you guys know about is NATS. We've been talking about NATS all summer long. It's been an incredibly busy summer with competitions almost every single day out here at the IAC. Between the NATS and the World Championships that we had here as well, it's been busy, folks, and we've been having a great time. Yep. But we wanted to let you guys know the 2022 NATS have officially concluded. We wrapped up the NATS over the last 2 weeks with RC aerobatics, as well as helicopter NATS It's been an absolute blast. Now, Lee, you could probably relate to this a little bit down in Texas. Weather played a bit of a factor in the last couple of weeks of the Nats. Of course, RC Aerobatics fought off some pretty significant winds, I think, to say the least. The Heli Nats have fought quite a few days of rain, but luckily everybody got the competitions in, and it was just an absolute incredible turnout this year. And I want to, first of all, just congratulate all the competitors that came out to fly in the Nats this year. It was one heck of a year to do it.
Yeah, my buddy Matt Picari, he participated. This is his second time at Nats to do RC aerobatics. He told me about these 18-mile-an-hour direct crosswind conditions during competition. I'm sure that was very exciting, and congratulations to Matt. He got second place in advanced class. He also held a little how-to seminar at our club this weekend, and I'll talk about that later on. But yeah, you guys have been busy. Unfortunately, I have to see it from afar because I'm here in Texas. But I really do hope next year will be the year I get to participate, at least in the nostalgia class for gliders. I've got a glider right above my head here that belonged to my dad. It's an original Olympic 99. So I'd love to put that thing together and compete and just hang out with everybody and experience Nats myself.
And I tell you, the folks out at the Soaring Nats, they would love to have you out there. I have so much fun going out and hanging out with those guys, like I do all the other disciplines. But I'm sure they would enjoy seeing that airplane out there if you took it out to compete.
I always think it's neat when I took my kids to Camp AMA. In the museum is an Olympic 99. It's just so kind of cool that I have that. So yeah, that'd be fun to participate. And we talked about this before, but if you were to participate, what would you do?
What would I participate in?
Yeah, what Nats? You have to pick one, Matt.
Well, so I'll be honest, soaring would probably be up there.
Oh. Make it so. Let's do it.
Wow, you put me on the spot. We didn't talk about this.
You're welcome. That's what this show's about. What script?
Oh man.
I'm hashtag switching gears on you now.
So it would either be soaring or RC scale.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I'm a big fan of scale airplanes. So I could see myself getting involved in that. And soaring is just one of the most relaxing parts of RC that I've ever dabbled in. So I could see that being it's one of those two, I think.
See, mine is I just want to participate. I don't care if I'm in last place. I think that I'd wear that as a badge of honor almost.
Yeah.
I made it. I got a ribbon. It might be dark brown, but I'll take that ribbon.
And I'd have to get with my buddy Joe Vermillion. I don't know if he's in the chat today watching, but
I don't see him.
He could probably help me get started in the scale stuff because he's pretty invested in that.
I'm going to make a call to Joe and say, hey, there's this guy I know that needs a scale plane for Nats next year. I'm going to put you on it.
What does Balsa USA have for old Matt to put together?
Let's make it so, man. All right, so we have to get back on track. I know we have a lot of world championships to talk about.
Boy, we do. Yeah, so in addition to the Nats, and we've talked a little bit about some of the world championships that have gone on this summer, but a lot of folks may not know we had, 4 different world championships that have gone on this year in 2022. And we wanted to kind of recap some of those for you guys, let you know how Team USA did in some of these competitions. I'll kick it off with the soaring competition, which is F3J in the FAI nomenclature. So the soaring model gliders. This was going on over in Slovakia, and we had quite a few Team USA members end up taking home a medal this year. In the individual seniors category, Josh Glab took the bronze medal home. Neil Huffman took silver in individual senior fly-off. The team seniors category, Team USA took home the gold in that, and that team consisted of Josh Glab, Amy Poole, and Neil Huffman. Now over in the juniors division, the individual juniors, we had Charleston Thomas took the silver medal home. Sean Summers and Charleston Thomas took gold and silver respectively in junior fly-off. And Team USA took the gold home in the Team Juniors category with Charleston Thomas, John Bradley, and Sean Summers. So congratulations to all of those folks that were out there in Slovakia competing in the Soaring World Championships.
Man, they got some good trophies there too.
Heck yeah, they did.
They're not little simple plaques or anything. Look at those things. Man,
nothing but the best, man. Nothing but the best.
That's good for them. Well, I'm going to bring up the I love that you talk about it's the nomenclature. We still don't understand it all, but the FAI,
I'm still working on it.
F1A, F1B, okay, Free Flight World Championships in Portum, Bulgaria. That happened in the end of July. We had 4 juniors from the U.S. participate. And I got to tell you, did he wrote a hashtag? I was looking at it. Thanks, Dylan. But we had 4 juniors participate. And I think the best one of all is, this is a great story. Noah Goldstein, she is the F1A Junior World Championship, scored the highest placing female score and the first American to ever win that event. So congratulations to Noah Goldstein. Itai Kohavi is the F1B Junior World Champion, and he was the second American to win this event. And then Noah's sister, Anna Goldstein, became the second highest placed female in F1A, and she placed 7th overall out of 46 competitors. And finally, Skylar Donnelly, she was the highest placed female in F1B, and she was 8th out of 32 competitors. And I loved seeing these photos. They look like they have smiles on their faces. And again, this is you let them go and you wait to see where they land kind of competition. And I saw some people walking great distances to go pick up the airplane. So congratulations to them, Team USA, for participating in the Free Flight World Championships.
Absolutely. Now, I should mention, so we talk about the quote, the hashtag alphabet soup, as Dylan put up on the screen.
Oh, is that what he did?
I should point out we did a really great podcast with Tony Stillman a couple of weeks ago that kind of went over it's all about World Championships and talked about what some of those different things mean, because they all mean something different. So go check that out, modelaircraft.org/podcast. And I think we forgot to talk about the fact that you were on the podcast today. So go check that out too. So the next World Championships we want to tell you about is the Control Line World Championships taking place over in Poland. This is the F2A, F2B, F2C, and F2D World Championships. Team USA took the gold and silver in F2A Control Line Speed. The winners there, the gold medalist was Alexander Valashev, and the silver medalist was Ivan Valashev, who was the junior competitor there as well. So congratulations to both of them. And finally, of course, we've talked about it on the show in the past already, but we wanted to be sure to mention them along with the rest. The F3D and F3E Pylon Racing World Championships that took place right here at the International Air Modeling Center in Muncie, Indiana. Gino Del Ponte, for Team USA won the silver in F3D. So all in all, I think a very successful trip through the World Championships for Team USA this year.
Yeah, very good, guys.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my next bucket list, a World Championship. All right. Come on, Matt, you and me. Team AMA, let's do it.
Oh, there's a lot of training going to have to go on for that. I need a Rocky montage stat. Well, guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got the iFly AMA segment as well as some other stuff to talk to you about. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after this.
Said, are you ready? Are you ready for our fly AMA?
Well, it is that time again, ladies and gentlemen, everybody's favorite part of the show where we tell you about the iFly AMA Facebook group and all the fun things we got going on over there. If you guys have not yet joined us in the iFly AMA Facebook group, I still question what you're waiting on. I have not gotten a sufficient answer for that yet, but one day I'm going to get an answer, and I'm going to share it with you guys. Facebook.com/groups/iFlyAMA is the place to go. The link is there on your screen. Answer a couple of questions so we know you're not a robot, because we just don't want robots in there. I mean, I don't know. Lee, do you want a robot in there?
I don't, and I've just got to remind everybody, I've seen some requests come over with no questions answered. They don't agree to the group rules. That's all you have to do, folks. And you can make some of your, I'd like to see some funny answers. So that's your challenge now, is to go, if you're not a member, go in there, throw me some long answered questions.
Get creative with it. Yeah. I'm here for that.
I'm going to hit approve really hard.
Exactly. And you guys are going to get access to one of the most amazing communities in RC. It's the iFly AMA Facebook page. And we're going to tell you a little bit about some of the stuff that we saw in the iFly AMA Facebook group here over the last couple of weeks. And I'm going to kick it off. I feel like I should dedicate this to Jay. This is right up Jay's alley. Unfortunately, he's not on the show with us anymore. He was on earlier.
He's watching, for sure.
I'm sure. Of course he's watching. But as a fellow Trekkie, when I saw this post, I had to share it with all of you at home. This is a post by Frank Burke. He's out in the Oregon area, and he scratch built, mind you. This was not a kit. This was not something that he found plans for. This was a scratch built Klingon battle cruiser made out of 6mm Depron. He said that it can be flown with a pusher electric motor or on rocket power. I don't know what that means, but I'm interested to find out.
Well, I know what that means.
So I just got to point out, like, the detail on this is fantastic.
Yeah, that's cool.
The only thing I haven't seen is a video. I need to see video of flying. I think that would be super rad. But man, this was too cool not to share.
Well, and you know what, you were with your post, you saw some people commenting and they were adding their other stuff. I think I saw an X-Wing in there. So, it stirs up all those fun interests on to take something and make it fly. And I love that. And, you're right. So not only Jay, but, my buddy Fitz is all over that.
So I'm seeing these X-Wing photos in the comments. It reminds me to a project that I had planned in my mind that I was going to do. So back in 2017, maybe 2018, I don't remember exactly which year, Air Hogs. I don't know if you're familiar with Air Hogs.
Oh, yeah.
Air Hogs came out with a lot. I think it was in conjunction with Star Wars Episode 7 when they started that new trilogy back up. They came out with a couple of Air Hog RC airplanes. One was an X-Wing. One was a quadcopter shaped to look like the Millennium Falcon. Now, of course, I bought both because why not?
Why not?
And I'll be honest. Yes, it's exactly. So I have that X-Wing is actually sitting in my office as we speak, and I had look. Let's just be honest. It flew horribly. It was sorry, Air Hogs. I apologize. I don't think they're a sponsor of the show today. It just was not fun. It did not fly very well at all. So I happened to find a couple of. Yep, that's the Millennium Falcon. I found a couple of videos roaming around out there where some people had taken these X-Wings and converted them into something that actually could fly a little bit better.
Oh,
they did some modifications to it and whatnot, and I was like, I'm going to do that. I never did it.
You still have it, though, right?
I still have it. I still could do it.
You could still do it.
I probably should.
Don't give up. And I'm going to have everybody here who's watching the show. Now we're going to pick on you. We're going to keep asking you, how's that X-Wing coming along? So now you have another mission. You got to participate in that, and you got to finish the X-Wing.
So many projects, exactly. No room for activities. So there we go. Yes, So yes,
Dylan.
not okay. I don't think this isn't the one that I had seen back in the day, but
it's
oh
modified.
no, yes it is. This is the video that I saw back in the day.
There you go.
It flies so much better than it does stock.
I'm going to interrupt real quick and just point out to
Yeah.
those who are watching or those who will watch in the future, this is why the iFly AMA group is so much fun. Look how giddy Matt is. He finds this, bird of prey that someone built, and now he's like reminiscing about this plane, and now we're going to get him to get that X-Wing flying.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's all about inspiration. You get so much inspiration out there. I want to shout out your buddy Terry Dunn, who just left us a comment. He said, check out Adam Woodworth's Star Wars related RC models. I couldn't co-sign that comment anymore. Adam Woodworth is a genius when it comes to this stuff. He has made some incredible Star Wars related models that look incredible. They look exactly like they do in the movies, and they look like they fly pretty well. I haven't flown them, I don't know, but they look like they fly great.
Well, you know what, Dylan, if you could quickly find Adam's Instagram channel, you got to find his Instagram, but I want to tell those who are watching, Adam made a flying toaster, and I want to tell everybody you're welcome, because it was my suggestion. He posted a flying something, I think it was from Empire Strikes Back, one of the little Droid. Oh my gosh. Probe drones. Thank you. Probe droid. There we go. I'll get it out. But he made this one fly. And I was like, what's next, Adam? A flying toaster? And he was like, oh my gosh, I love it. And he made it. It's beautiful. So if you find it, it's great. But Adam, you are awesome. I love all your work. And you make almost anything fly. So you are not kidding.
My favorite was the Lego helicopter. He brought that out to Expo one year. And I mean, it was... I can't. It was as big as the table I'm sitting at. That doesn't mean anything. You can't see the table, but it was super cool. There's pictures and videos of that all over the place. But yeah, shout out to Adam Woodworth. Again, we got all of the all of this.
That's me. That's me right there, folks. He built that because of yours truly, and he actually gave me credit for it. So isn't that amazing? That's from an Apple screensaver, a very old, ancient Apple screensaver.
Oh, yeah.
But look at that. Isn't that great? And the toast comes out.
That is...
Ready? Bloop. We went from Klingon bird of prey to a toaster.
I don't think I've seen a video that epitomizes the word geek more than that, and I love it. That is so cool.
And again, we can segue from the iFly AMA stuff into some really cool things. And I hope everybody who's watching and enjoying it, again, we'd love for you to participate and show your stuff like this too. It's now my turn. It's my turn.
It is your turn. Take it away, sir.
And I got to tell you, we do this episode where we each pick something from iFly AMA. I typically am guilty of like picking two sometimes, and I actually did. But this weekend was National Model Aviation Day. And we have been celebrating this or preparing for it for quite some time. And my son and I, we went to our club, Northwest Houston RC, to participate in our event. And then I also asked our viewers to post their event. And luckily, my good friend Scott Black from Skybench Aerotech shared this album in the iFly AMA group. And he says it's from the Black Sheep RC Modelers in Danville, Indiana. And they also celebrated National Model Aviation Day, and they raised money for Hoosier veterans. And I love that. That's a great thing to do. They did it for the community. Everybody showed up, and I can't go through all these photos, although Dylan will right now. And this is how much fun it is, guys. They were celebrating the hobby. I hope everybody had a chance. Please feel free to comment and let us know what you did on National Model Aviation Day. But I saw several people posting photos. I put them on our AMA Instagram page, so I shared those into stories. And if you have some photos that you took, please join the iFly AMA group and share them with everybody else. Love to see what you guys did.
Yeah, huge shout out to the good folks out there at the Black Sheep RC Club. They're just down the road from us, and we actually, a few of us got to go out and visit their club just over in the early springtime, I think it was. To chat with them and a few other clubs that came over to join the conversation. But man, they have such a great situation going on out there, and I'm so glad they participated in Model Aviation Day and did it for such a good cause too.
Yeah, and by the way, you need to go and check out some of these scale models, Matt.
Yep.
You need to get some ideas for your next competition.
Oh yes.
Look at that! Oh my gosh, look at that! That's great. Thanks, Scott, for sharing those photos.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. And speaking of National Model Aviation Day, National Model Aviation Day, easy for me to say, was just this past Saturday, August the 13th. And Lee, I know you and your sons participated in Model Aviation Day this weekend.
Yeah, we went this weekend and had a great little time at our club. And I'd mentioned earlier in the show that Matt Beccari, he gave a little demo about aerobatics. We had a good turnout too. And then we also had our club meeting that weekend. So it was a great way to put everything together. And that was the first time I brought my new midlife crisis RC trailer to my club. And that was an experience because I just realized I got to improve the shocks on my trailer because that road to our club is a little bumpy, just a teeny bit. But everything survived. We got to fly, had a great time, and I'm glad we got to celebrate with a lot of other people. I know some of us, and I know Terry, you're watching, and some of us unfortunately had really bad weather. Hopefully, you got to do something inside your workshop, building or fixing, to also celebrate because that's part of the hobby, guys, right?
Yeah, and the thing is this year Model Aviation Day was on August the 13th, but in reality, you can celebrate Model Aviation Day any day of the year. It's all about sharing this hobby with your community, your friends, your family, you name it. That's what Model Aviation Day is all about. So I hope all of you guys that did get to participate this weekend had a great time doing so. And if you plan to celebrate it on a different day, I hope you have a great time doing it then as well.
Yeah.
So one other thing we need to get off of our iFly AMA plate before we move on is the cover photo contest. We didn't announce that at the start of the month like we normally do, but we're going to announce it today. Lee, who's our winner for the cover photo contest for this month?
So Tyler submitted this photo, and guys, it's real simple. On a featured or pinned comment at the top of the iFly AMA group is enter your photo to win. It's that simple. You leave a comment, post a photo. You can post more than one. At this point, we want to just see them all. We used to have some rules and regulations about not repeating yourself, but you know what? We just like seeing all these really cool photos. And Matt, I expect that you're going to submit one and just go under a ghost name, right? I don't care. Well,
I would never do such a thing.
No. Okay. But anyway, Tyler, congratulations. It's a great pick. Thank you for sharing that. And by the way, at a good resolution too. So make sure you give us to a little bit bigger than a thumbnail. We kind of want to see some good sharpness there. So thank you, Tyler. And we'll announce another winner at our next episode of AMA Air.
That is an awesome shot there. I really appreciate that. And like I said, get those entries submitted because as a photographer myself, and Lee, I know you probably feel the same way. I love just seeing really cool pictures of airplanes. It never fails that we get some incredible entries, so keep those coming for sure. Again, guys, if you've not yet joined the iFly AMA Facebook group, head over to facebook.com/groups/iFly AMA. You see that link right there in the bottom of your screen. Click that link, click the join button, and come join us in the iFly AMA Facebook group. We can't wait to see you there and to see all the cool stuff that you have to share with us.
Let me add something. If you are not on Facebook by choice or you just don't have access to it, go ahead and use the hashtag iFlyAMA on your posts on other social media sites. We'd love to see them share there. But in fact, we do a lot of that on our Instagram page. We get a lot of people posting stuff from events on Instagram. So feel free to do hashtag iFlyAMA. If we see something that we really like, we'll share it as a story.
Yep. Whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, we're pretty much everywhere. We keep an eye on all those things. So yeah, use that hashtag so we can see what you got going on in the world of RC. We would really appreciate seeing that stuff. Club of the Month. It is time to talk about Club of the Month. Lee, we've got a really awesome club to talk about today. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, guys, they have a great website. I'll start with that. And I'd seen their site before, and they do a great job with their maps. I made a post last year about how you need to lay out everything so people can know exactly where you can fly, where to park, and so forth. So the Jeffco Aero Modelers RC Club, number 176, they're located in the Chatfield State Park in Colorado and just celebrated their 25th year as a Gold Club leader. And that's great. They were founded back in 1959, Matt. I mean, that's kind of way down there. So I'm so glad that they've been around that long to celebrate with us. And they have over 230 members out there. And I think, rightly so, because if you look at this facility, I mean, who would not want to be a member of this club? It's amazing. And they've got 2 runways, and because they have a crosswind runway too. They've got, look at all those workstations. They do a lot of contests. You saw the pylon racing photo there. So they have a lot of events out there, guys. They are worthy of the Club of the Month. So sorry we kind of issued this a little late for AMA Air, but Jeffco Aero Modelers, congratulations on being the August 2022 Club of the Month.
Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and co-sign that amazing website comment that you made. I love a club with a great website. I'm just saying. So kudos to Jeffco. That's a great site.
Yeah.
It's like a great club.
Isn't that great? That's that's something they have on display at their field too. So when guests arrive, people who may not be familiar with the process, so you can see it says flight boundary line. Those are very helpful things to have at your club. So we highly recommend that you consider that for your club if you currently don't do that.
And I love just the wide array of disciplines that they can support at their club too. Fully acknowledging that not every club can do that for a whole host of various reasons, but having the ability to have a big runway like that, you have cordoned off areas for drone racing, all of the above. It's really cool that they've got a club out there that can handle all of those different disciplines, and just an awesome choice for Club of the Month. I think you found a good one this month for sure.
Yeah, they also have a really good newsletter too. So if you get a chance, go to the website that's on the page right now, showing right now, and go check it out and just learn about all the things they do. They have some great events, and again, worth following.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you, Jeffco Air Modelers, for doing all that you do, and congratulations on being named Club of the Month for August 2022. Well,
look at those smiles. Go back. Come on. You can't help but smile when you see those kids. Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong. Well, guys, finally, we wanted to talk to you real briefly about some information you probably saw come down through our communication channels, through our email newsletters, etc. And that is that there is going to be a dues increase. Your membership dues are going to be increasing on September the 1st. We wanted to let you guys know that we do have until September the 1st to renew at the existing rates. If you want to take advantage of that, you can do that up until midnight, August 31st into September 1st. It's always confusing to how you have to say that. But if you renew after that, there are going to be some discounts if you renew for 2 years or 3 years. And that will be coming, that information will be coming here shortly. But we also have the option for life memberships. And Lee, I know you are a life member yourself. What can you tell folks about that life membership?
Well, I'll start by saying this. As a member of the AMA for over 40 years, I typically did my renewals every 2 years. So already you're saving money by doing the 2-year option because you're getting it at a discount. So if you're not sure now, go ahead and look at the 2-year, and we're offering a 3-year after September 1st. So there are some savings to be made by going the extra mile there. And remember, the dues are not just helping, say, your club or insurance. It also helps our organization, our foundation. We are looking to help and promote this hobby. And, sending us to AirVenture, yes, it was fun. We had a great time, but we got to interact with so many people. A lot of people who, I love Tony's comment on your podcast. Some guys are getting to that age where they can't really stay in full scale anymore. So they're getting back into the hobby. Yeah. And so that's kind of our communication to some of them, us going out there and visiting, being ambassadors of the hobby to make sure that they understand we're here to help them. But I will tell you, I am a life member now, and I got my nice little card here. I'm very proud of that. And I think what I like to tell people is that what it makes me more proud is that L number is my aviation number. It's one off my dad's. And so I would never want to change my AMA number. Oh, by the way, I'm going to rub it in 5 digits, folks. I know there's some who probably have 4, but I'm a 5-digit AMA member. And I'm very proud of that. And I kind of kick myself for not doing it sooner. I know there's a sticker shock to some, but you know what? I've renewed every year, every 2 years. And so it's worth the commitment. And now that I'm really a part of the AMA, literally I'm part of the AMA, I have seen the good that has been done. I guess it's one of those statements they say, once you're in someone else's shoe, you can understand. I fully understand it now. And therefore, I know what we're doing is a good thing. And becoming a life member helps this organization keep this hobby alive. And we know that we're working hard to keep youth into it. Like we're trying to get the old people back into it as well. And we want to protect our clubs. We want to make sure there are safe places for people to fly. So I highly encourage you over the next 2 weeks, if you're deciding on your membership, to consider being a life member. And I want to do a shout out for my two buddies, Terry and Fitz, who are recent life members with the AMA, because I firmly believe they also agree that this is a strong mission to have and belong to. You like being part of a community, and I know that this will be part of my life forever and until the day I die. I hope it's out there in a flying field. I want to be that end of life member on the runway. How's that? So again, thank you for bringing it up, Matt. I am very proud to be a life member, and I love having that L next to my name.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, there's so much good that comes out of those membership dues. And guys, again, like I said, the dues increase goes into effect September the 1st. So if you renew before that through August the 31st, you can get locked into the existing rate for that renewal. And again, once September 1st comes around, there will be an increase. The adult category increase, it goes from 75 to 85. But if you do a 2-year renewal or a 3-year renewal, there will be increased discounts compared to what the discounts for those used to be. So be sure to get that renewal in.
I know if there was a 3-year, before I did my life, I would have been jumping on the 3, but now I think it's worth the investment. So
absolutely. Well, guys, that's all we have for this episode of AMA Air. We appreciate you guys sticking around and watching with us. If you enjoyed today's episode, we'd love it if you hit the like button, share it with your friends, leave a comment, tell us what you liked about it. Tell us maybe you found a cool story in iFly AMA you want to share with us. Put that down in the comments too. We'd love to hear from you. And of course, if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, we'd appreciate if you do that as well.
And ring the bell.
And hit that bell. Yeah, hit that bell. Are we still doing the bell? Do the bell.
We need the sound. We need a sound effect. Ding.
And of course, if you've not yet joined the Academy of Model Aeronautics, we'd love you to go to modelaircraft.org/join, see what the AMA can do for you. And we'd love to see you as part of our one big happy family here as soon as you can do it. So for all of us here at the AMA, thank you so much for watching. Lee, thank you for being here with us today.
Happy to be back with you, Matt. Let's do this again sometime.
Let's do it again. I'm here for it. And I hope to see all of you guys back here on the next episode of AMA Air. Until then, happy flying, and we will see you later.